All right, folks, here I am about a week later after those church finds with the 1 real. I swung back by there today, but the hay is too tall to get in there, and I'm going to have to wait at least another week or so to get back in there, another couple of weeks. But this field, which is about 2 miles down the road, I just got permission for, and the hay is marginally short. There's an old foundation well and barn up there, early 1800s home site, but there's a lot of modern stuff thrown in around the foundation, right under the surface. Like I'm pulling pop tabs and things like that at 6 or 7 inches. So I think I'm going to kind of come out and go away from the foundation. I mean, it's a huge field, and so I think I've got plenty to detect. I got a screaming signal like a 90, and I almost didn't dig it because I think it was too large to be a coin, but I'm glad I did. Because folks, look at that. Is that killer? A complete pocket watch. Amazing. And I may be able to get a maker's mark off of that too. What does that say in the middle? American Waltham, like Waltham watches. I think they were made out of Massachusetts or Connecticut. That is a killer find. That'll clean up nice. I think that's a great relic. Awesome. All right, let's keep searching around. There's got to be some other good stuff in here. I mean, it took me about a half an hour to get that, but this has got some stuff in it. There's a lot of high tones in here, so it hasn't been detected. On to the next. Okay, it's been slow, folks, since that pocket watch. I actually dug another part of a pocket watch. I'm convinced this home was lived into well into the 20th century, and they filled in a lot of modern garbage. I've been digging like pop tops and stuff at like 8 inches over by the cellar hole there. So I'm going to concentrate more away from here, away from the old cellar hole and out into the field, or away from all that trash. I got a very clean 82 signal, and I'm almost positive I got a copper right there. Buttons don't ring up 82. It's very thin. So I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm not going to sure if I want to get any detail at all off of it. Let me rub it on my jeans real quick here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get too much off of it. Maybe I can get a little detail. Maybe a state copper, maybe? I don't know. Got short, so it's kind of hard to... I think I may have a state, like a Connecticut or something. See that right there? There's some writing around the edge there. But boy, it's toasty. I'll have to get it back home and do some gentle work on that. I'm going to guess that's maybe a Connecticut copper or something like that. Or maybe a Hibernia or something. Very nice. I got a copper. Number one of the day. Let's keep poking around out here on the edges in the hay fields. On to the next. All right, folks, at a new site right now, and I got a great signal. I've been kind of skunked with just a buckle and one button today. Got a great signal in the hole, and I think it's a coin, but right when I dug it, it literally poured cats and dogs for like a half an hour, and I had to run to my truck and just sit here and wait to get back with you guys. So it's about 6 inches deep, and it's kind of hard to tell, but maybe you can see right there, there is a rim of a large set. So let's find out what it's going to be together. It's a thick one, and I may have to do some schmoozing around to see what we have here, but I think I've got a matron. Oh, and it's going to be a really nice one. Look at this, 1818. Can you see that right on the date there? And then the reverse would be here. It's really schmoozed on, but the fact that I can see a date right now is excellent. I'm going to be able to get some good detail on that coin. So awesome. We'll clean that up and get you a better shot for it. But finally got a decent copper after a little bit of a drought. I've had dug a copper last week, but it was wiped, and good to get an old matron with a date on it. All right, let's see if we can poke around here a little bit more. This is not on any map, which is a good sign. On to the next. All right, guys. came back to that site that I dug that matron large scent, and I got a couple other buttons I didn't get on film. Small site right by the highway. Only the farmer knew about it, not on any maps. So I thought I'd come back here. It's cooler today. First signal of the day, I get a scratchy like 75 tone. You wouldn't believe what I've got down in the hole right there. Look right there. It's a rapier to a colonial dagger, guys. Look at that. Is that incredible or what? So the dagger would have come out here, and this would have been the end of the handle here, and you'd have had another like ball on the end here, and this would have been the decorative piece. So the sword would have come down here, the little dagger. That's an incredible find. It's most likely colonial or around 1800, but it's a dagger rapier or dagger hilt. Killer find. I'm sure the farmer will be really anxious to see about that. All right, let's keep poking around. There's obviously some stuff I missed from the other day. There's still some stuff here. On to the next. Hey, good morning, everybody. Once again, John BT here. At a new permission property today. A lot of old history here with an old church and a couple of old houses in this field. Well, the church is across the street. And so I've been looking at this place for a while, and I'm excited to see what we can find. So join me here, and let's start digging up some old earth and see if we can find some old coins and relics. I'll be back with you on my first good find. On to the next. Okay, here we are. Here's an interesting find, folks. I got this kind of mid-tone. I thought it'd be a shotgun shell because I just dug a shotgun shell. But look at this thing right here. Very interesting. It's got wood in the middle of it. It's hollow. It's either a buggy brake or the tip of a walking cane from way back. It's an old property, so this isn't anything new here. Very interesting find. I thought I'd show that to you real quick. Old buggy brake skine or a walking tip of a walking stick. That's my best guess. All right, on to the next. And got a really scratchy mid-tone dug down. It got a little higher and more smooth, and got my first button of the day, folks. About 5 minutes after that little cane tip, so this I think is going to be a good site. It's next to a snowmobile trail, and historically I found those are usually hit, but this one, there's a lot of mid-tones on the ground. I've dug some shotgun shells already, so I think this may be an untouched site. So hopeful here. If I find something decorative on a button, I'll get back with you. I'm not going to show you every little button I find, but that's a solid start. Cane tip and a button. On to the next. All right. Just going through the iron here, right in the lip of the cellar hole. I've dug about 5 buttons already. I'm not filming, like I said, I'm not filming every one, but this one was a scratchy high tone right in all the iron. And this one is kind of cool, folks. This is a big dandy button. Look at that. Got some gold gilt still on it, and kind of a a sunburst pattern on it, something like that. So that's very cool. That's very early 1800s, something like that. Maybe late 1700s. It's hard to tell. There's got to be some large coppers or old coins here, man. I've already dug 6 buttons. On to the next. But I've happened upon a virgin site. And I've been digging a lot of flat buttons. A lot of these are old tombacks. I got a thimble there you can see. I just put that right over there. And I was telling myself, there is no way there's not a coin here. I mean, people at least dropped a little bit of money back in the day, so I was hoping for an Indian, but seeing that all these are tombacks, I was like, there's got to be a copper in here somewhere. And I just came across a clean 85 signal. I said, it's either an ox knob, because I've dug 3 of those today, or a largie, and there it is. Large cent. It's an 85, so it's either going to be a matron or a drape bust, based off of my experience. It could be something else. Maybe it's a braided hair. Let me wipe it off on my jeans. I popped it out of the hole, and there was some green stuff at the bottom of my plug, so I knew it was probably going to be a copper. Yeah, it's not going to be a drape bust. It's either braided hair or a matron. It's a matron. So she's a little janky at the top, but it's an 1838 late date matron. One of those like transition years, kind of the years where they went from the older head to the newer head, but I'll take it. She's a little messed up right there with some corrosion, but hey, it's a large cent. I'll take it all day long. I'll do a little work on that back home, and I'll get you a cleaned up shot. Awesome. I'll be back with you if I dig something else interesting. On to the next. Folks, I keep poking along here. Dug another flat button, got a thimble. I'll show you some wrap-up shots here in a little bit, but got another really high tone right on this, like, right on the grass line here. And I've got a copper, I think, in the hole right there, or a big dandy button. But I think it's thick enough that it's going to be a copper. It's something. What in the world? It's got a... I can't even make what that is. Circuit, or is it some kind of like Dutch coin or something? 40 something, and there's a crown on top, and it says 18, like 1825 on it. I'm gonna have to do some research on that one. I mean, I do dig foreign coins, especially Canadian ones up here, but not those. Let's see what that is. That's a weird one, and it looks like it could have been made into a child's whizzer. Look at that. 2 holes are put in for a button. That's an excellent find. I certainly don't have that for my copper collection. On to the next. Number 3 for the day, folks. Racking them up. Love to have virgin sites. That was a scratchy tone. Only reason being it was buried in iron. So one way it was like a clean 85, but the other ways it was like garbledy. So you're never sure on those, you know. At old colonial home sites, you got to dig any kind of thing that's possibly a high tone. So there was iron mixed in there with it, so one way didn't sound that good, but copper, baby. What do we got? I have no clue. Let me rub it on my pants legs just to see if we can get some detail for you in the field. I do not know. Probably going to be a matron, but it looks like it's pretty worn. Let me see. It's a little bit more work, and then I'll show it to you here. It was really caked on there. Boy, this one's in bad shape. It's going to be a drape bust, I think. See that? I can't tell you if it's 1 over 100, but I think it is. And on the back, geez, who knows what that is? I think it's a drape bust, but she is wiped off. And it's not thick enough to be a Liberty cap. It could be a classic head because those don't hold up that well. Honestly, I'm kind of looking at it here, and I think it may be a classic head. But I may be able to get something off at home though. That's a worn copper, but oh well. Hey, copper's a copper. Great find. On to the next. Them up today, folks. 4 coppers for the day. The house where I dug, the 3 coppers were, and a lot of the buttons were down here. But there were 2 other dots on the map that didn't have names on them. So you never know. They could have been barns. They could have been an older household. You don't know. But there was human activity here, and I came across a scratchy, pretty shallow actually, 75 to 78 signal, and at this other place here, and I dug down. And I've got myself what I think is a British copper right here. It rings up a 76 to 78. That's usually British copper. It's not a button. Let me wipe it off of my pants. It looks like it could be a slick Rick, but you know, I'll take it. Maybe with a little Brillo, I can get a silhouette of a head or something, but we will not know until probably I get back home, unless I can see something in the field here. These are tough. Sometimes these British coppers, they're not made out of the best metal from the mid-17 to late 1700s. Let me see anything on that. Let me get that in the sunshine. Yeah, I think that's going to be probably a slick Rick. But that's exactly what that is, and that could be a counterfeit. You know, they circulated quite a bit back in the old days. But wiped copper. I'll Brillo it when I get back home, and I'll see if I can get you an ID on it. No, 4 coppers for the day. That's a killer day. On to the next.